Hi all, I am Companion Wolf. This is the first in a series of tutorials I decided to do on layouts. What they are, how you can customize them, how to create your own, and so on. Over the course of the series I'll also cover what you can and can't do with layouts in its current form, and as and when it's updated, I'll update the tutorials accordingly. This first video is basically an introduction to layouts, with future tutorials in this series expanding on it and going through each of the sections one by one with a little bit more advanced, such as individual settings and so on, as we go along. So what is a layout and what are they used for? All of Bakin's layouts are accessed through the layout tool. Here you will see everything related to the menus and the windows that Bakin uses, from the title screen to the loading screen to menus, conversation and message windows, stores and battles. With that in mind, every window or every menu can be customized to a degree. A good example of what menus can look like is in the sample game Orb Stories, which you should be able to access from the game gallery when Bakin is first opened. Or you can check out Smileboom's own custom menus available on Steam: Classy, Comic and Sci-Fi, many of which are animated as well. I can cover that in a much later tutorial. And also in later tutorials I can teach how to create similar menus to this for my medieval fantasy theme, which will be released soon. The layout tool itself is divided into 5 parts. The screen list is the panel for all of the main sections. All of the menus will obviously be under the menus. Conversation and windows, anything related to the message windows, will be under conversation, and so on. It's straightforward. The layout to be designed, the layout to be assigned is where you can create your custom menus or windows. You would add a layout, it would appear here, and then in the layout parts you would add all of the elements you want to include in your menu or custom windows. The layout preview is so you can see what everything will look like, and you can also drag and move things around in it, resize them according to your liking. The grid toggle, which looks like this box with lines in it, will toggle the box grid on and off, which you can use as a guide as you move things around. And the magnet will snap to the grid line guides. If it is turned off, you can manually tweak the positions step by step. If you mess something up or something doesn't work, you can press Ctrl Z to undo and Ctrl Y to redo. Be careful you don't do it too many times, otherwise Bakin will continue doing every single change you made, including the other areas such as in the layout parts, and you might not be able to redo them all the time. Sometimes, though infrequently, too many undos will cause Bakin to hang or crash, or it won't always perform the undo in the layout preview. The final section is on the right hand side, and this is the properties for each layout. They have different settings, but I won't go through all of these right now. We'll deal with them later as and when we need them. The golden rule to remember with layouts is that anything in red is read only and can't be edited. This is because they're the default settings, so if we were allowed to edit them directly and we messed up, the chances are Bakin would break. On a personal note, in the previous versions it was possible to rename these to default to something to distinguish between the layouts that come with Bakin and any custom layouts, but you can't do that anymore, so it's just one of those things. It's just not really necessary to do that. So in the layout to be assigned, we will always need to copy and paste to be able to edit. In the next video we'll start going through the various parts comprising the layouts. You may also notice that on the titles, one of the title screens, this title screen here, this is part of this was one of the layouts for the Explorers Guild, which I was working on. I already covered adding a title screen on my first tutorial, and the about screen, the about info one, was in tutorial 3 I believe, as well as changing the background in tutorial 1, so there's no need to go through them in a series. That said, I will revisit this later to add more complex stuff, perhaps even including the animated cursors and animated windows and so on. So as I mentioned previously, I'm working on the fantasy themed layouts and have been for a while. I'm taking my time on it before fully releasing it, because I want to get things absolutely spot on. The idea behind this is to customize each and every single menu to something more in the lines of a fantasy theme, perhaps with some additional details and so on. This is the equipment menu. That's pretty much as far as I have got. Some unique elements here, including this little body diagram. I have no set date for releasing this particular layout, as I'm still working on it, so be sure to check my social media regularly, notably Twitter, for future updates. There is one link, I call it my one link to rule them all, via Linktree in the description below, that contains all of the social media. If you wanted to donate as well to help out this channel, I'd like to see it grow quite exponentially this time. Maybe, the idea is to get it remonetized, and that is the goal. So that's it for this video. I know it's short, but as I mentioned in the beginning, it's intended as a basic introduction to layouts only. I'd like to keep these videos fairly short and bite-sized in general, rather than having huge videos jam-packed with information, so they'll be easy to follow one after the other, and so subsequently some of them, especially in the layouts, may be in several parts. I'm aiming to upload regular videos again, starting with 1 and eventually 2 or more per week. I'll continue with this series as well as the Bakin chess tutorials and some more of the tips and tricks videos that proved popular with Smile Game Builder, as well as regular tutorials and maybe some gameplay. If you comment requesting a tutorial on layouts or other areas, I'll make a note and see if it's viable for a later tutorial. In the next video, I will go through the various layout parts and what each of these does. click the subscribe button, activate the bell icon, like the video. It'll help with this algorithms I keep hearing about. But moving forward with the channel, because of my new hours, it's opened up the window to give me more time to do more things. That's enough waffling. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Until the next time.